Hi everyone, this is Dr. Semmingson. I want to give you a few tips on your guided reading lesson plan outline and talk about my anchor charts that you're welcome to borrow. I'm sending these out through UTA email and posting them on announcements so you can easily locate them. So you're welcome to borrow my anchor charts. Pick the one chart that goes with your strategy. A common mistake some people make is picking more than one strategy for your lesson plan. Remember, this lesson is very laser beam focused in on one comprehension focus. So if you do main idea, stick to main idea for your lesson. Don't do main idea and something else. You want to also include a vocabulary component, but I'm just going to go through the anchor charts first. So anchor charts, main idea is a great one. It's very standby. It's used in other subjects. You need to know main idea and other subjects, not just language arts, so it's a good one. It's very versatile, and you'll see that it has the name of the strategy and it has some phrases you can incorporate into your lesson plan. It tells you a little cheat sheet, when you use it, why you use it, and how you use it. So you've got your what, why, when, and how, all on the anchor chart. Notice I put my name on it. If you create your own anchor chart, please put your name on it. Also, visualizing is a great one. This is also on figure 19. You might want to do visualizing, and you encourage students to say things like, the text is like a movie in my mind. I'm creating images in my mind as I read. Notice the I statements. Drawing conclusions is also known as making inferences. So if you're doing inferencing, you can also use this chart because they mean the same thing. Remember that predicting is a type of inference. So if you're doing predicting, I suggest using a chart similar to this one. I put a little detective there because they have to use clues in order to figure out what's going on in the text. All of these can be used for either fiction or nonfiction. This is especially good for talking about character. It's also really good for nonfiction text like science, where you have to make inferences a lot. I use clues in the text to help me know what is happening. Remember, the anchor chart is something you reference in your modeling and refer to on an ongoing basis in the guided practice part. Questioning and wondering is where the students come up with questions. This is not the same thing as asking questions to the students, although in the modeling part you want to show them how you come up with questions when you are reading. Like, I'm wondering why Ramona did such and such, or I'm wondering why the girls continued to bully Wanda when they knew she was making up about her dresses or whatever. So you model questioning and wondering, but you have the expectation students will also pose questions. So we have prompts we want them to internalize, like, I ask myself questions while I read, I am wondering, I want to know. And then another poster I have is making connections. So we've got 3 types of connections here. You can just do one connection. We have book to the world. I love this type of connection. Think of this as application to broader issues in the world. And the next one is my absolute favorite type of connection. I make connections from the books to other books. Text to text connections. And then the last one is I make connections from the book to my life. While this is fun and engaging, I encourage you to think about book to world or book to other books. Text to world or text to text connection. The last one I kind of discourage because it's so easy, and I encourage you to do something a bit more challenging and text centered. Here are some guidelines for you. Do not include these in your lesson plan. These are just directions for you guys. Okay, let me go over the lesson plan format real quick. I've updated it. It's due on Sunday, November 1st, which is what your syllabus says, so I wanted to be sure it's on here. Target book must be at 2nd through 6th grade level. With comprehension focus, remember you need to include an anchor chart at the end, and it must be your own, or you can use one of mine that I just kind of went over. Remember, this is a 20 to 30 minute lesson. It is a small group lesson, so 3 to 8 students in a small group, typically at the back table in the back of the room. You're sitting with students to guide them through a text. It's very much we do in terms of the I do, we do, you do. You're helping support their reading like a coach. Pick a comprehension focus from figure 19 and 5 to 7 tier 2 vocabulary words. You have resources to think about tier 2 vocabulary. You have the book that you're reading called Bringing Words to Life. You have a podcast and websites I've recommended for this session's podcasts. So put your teaching focus here. Do not write a big paragraph here, just simply put making inferences or whatever it is, and then connect it back to figure 19. So put which standard it is from figure 19. Then put your title and book author here. Remember to italicize the title. Reading and interest level, you can get that from Scholastic Book Wizard. There's another website called AR Book Find where you might find reading levels. Put that there. What big themes are in your book? For instance, friendship, bullying, that kind of thing. If it's fiction, it's pretty easy to come up with the themes. Tier 2 vocabulary words, 5 to 7 words. How are you going to engage students with vocabulary? Make it active and engaging. Try to include visuals here or technology. You might want to make a Poplet for students. That's an app you can download or use on the internet. Introduction to the text. Think of your genre. Is it narrative? Is it nonfiction? Expository? Type in all the components of your text here and then write out your actual scripted introduction below. You must read through the examples of introductions in Fountas and Pinnell, chapter 15. In the modeling part, you can bullet this. So remember, it's kind of the what, why, when, and how that goes in here of your strategy. And then refer to your anchor chart. This is all in third person, like step by step. The we do includes stopping points, so put page numbers if available, and that's where you have students try to practice the strategy. So let's say you've just modeled main idea and explained the what, why, when, and how, and you've referred to the anchor chart. Now it's the student's turn to practice the strategy. So put here, and you would say, you can say direct students to read 2 pages, process the information, turn and talk, and tell the main idea of those pages. Then you've all practiced your comprehension questions, so please list those here. You're good at those. And then also your independent assessment tool, whether it's a graphic organizer, a T-chart, literature log, and then include here your anchor chart, and then appendix 2 is your assessment. So those are just things to know and do. I do expect detail in your lesson plan. Good luck. Email me if you have any questions.